At Bonn Law, we handle all types of criminal defense charges. We can handle sexual assault charges, impaired driving charges, driving with more than 80 milligrams of alcohol and 100 milliliters of blood, theft, vandalism, any type of criminal charge that you have, we can certainly help you here at Bonn Law. At Bonn Law, we accept both legal aid and privately paying clients for criminal defense work, and we make no distinction between the two. A client is a client is a client. We promise that we will give you our best defense if you're paying privately or if you're being funded by legal aid.
The first thing I think you need to look for when you're hiring a lawyer to defend you on a criminal charge is somebody who does criminal defense law. Not somebody who dabbles, somebody who does this, who lives it, breathes it, and who fights. That is the very first thing that you need to do.
When considering the lawyer to hire to represent you for your case, you should ask the lawyer what his or her experience is with cases like yours. Has that lawyer taken a case like yours all the way to trial? Has that lawyer represented people facing the same types of serious criminal charges that you are facing?
The lawyer can then speak to the police officer, find out what the status is of an investigation, and give you good advice. But certainly the minute you've been charged, you should pick up the telephone call a lawyer, and make sure that you're appraised of your rights, and if at all possible, the lawyer, him or herself, can speak to the police and let them know that counsel's on board. That can make a big difference. You want a lawyer who is upfront, who is straightforward, who knows the players, who knows the law, and who knows how to fight.
A common question we hear from people who come and see us regarding criminal defense cases is, how can I afford a lawyer? My question back to those people usually is, how can you afford not to hire a criminal lawyer?
Look at the bottom line. If you're convicted of a sexual assault, the costs for you are going to be far greater than anything you're going to pay counsel to defend those charges and minimize the impact on your future.
With a criminal conviction, the United States in particular and other countries can refuse you entry.
There is no such thing as a minor criminal conviction. A criminal conviction remains something that stays with you for a considerable period of time.
Recently, the federal government has changed how pardons work in Canada. It used to be that you could apply for a pardon 3 to 5 years after a conviction. Now the process is much more complicated, and you're certainly not guaranteed to get a pardon. So if you are facing a criminal charge, it is better to defend and fight the charge up front rather than pleading guilty, being convicted, and seeking a pardon later on. If you are ultimately convicted of a criminal conviction, the consequences can be a life term and have a significant impact on how you live your life. For example, travel to the U.S. Even a so-called minor criminal conviction could prevent you from ever entering the United States for the rest of your life. As well, when applying for jobs, it is routine now for employers to ask for a criminal records check, and if you have a conviction, that's certainly going to hurt your chances of getting that job. So before you plead guilty to an offense, make sure you speak to a lawyer and find out if there is a defense to the charges that you're facing.